I'm Ben.
I'm Piers.
And you're watching Metal Wani.
Greetings from Metal Wani. My name is Rourke and I'm delighted to be here in Dublin's Voodoo Lounge with Evile, who will be performing here later this evening. Welcome, guys.
Hello.
So you guys are currently on your Better Late Than Never tour. Can you explain what that means for those who mightn't fully understand the context, and tell us a bit about how the tour has gone so far?
Yeah, sure. So far I've only done one date, which was last night in Cardiff. For us, it's kind of a comeback tour really. We've taken a 2-year hiatus. A couple of years ago, band lineup changed. Basically Oliver Drake, lead guitarist and friend of ours for many years, Matt's brother, he decided to follow a new career path basically and quit the band. So for us it was quite unexpected. We did have gigs booked in, and it kind of upset the apple cart really, so we had to kind of take a step back, reevaluate what we wanted to do, take a bit of time away from the band and get ourselves back on the horse, and that's what we've done with this gentleman.
Welcome, by the way.
Thank you very much.
So yeah, for us this is just the 4 dates that we originally booked back in 2013. We've had to postpone them twice, and now finally we're getting underway with them. So it's
Yeah, no, I noticed that just on the website, a lot of people still have the tickets originally from that show or bringing
we said 2 years running that the tickets would still be valid, and we're honouring that because people believe in the band and we want to give them the show that they wanted back then.
Perfect,
A lot of
man.
people had them in Cardiff, didn't they?
Yeah, that's right.
That's it with that.
Yeah.
So yeah, the tour is predominantly UK based, and you managed to include a Dublin date, which, as you said, you're going to honour because you promised it before. But a lot of bands find it difficult to come to Dublin, even the bigger ones. So I was just wondering, what is it about Ireland that you go and make the extra effort to come here and play?
The fans predominantly are absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
We always have a really, really good show, and they always turn it up a notch, and which in turn makes us play harder, So it's a really good feeling being on stage, watching people go crazy, and generally the Dublin crowds are a bit crazier than most, and we love that.
And this will be your first Dublin crowd, right? Is it?
My old band's Fallen Fate went out with Onslaught and Garbon, and we did the pint.
The pint down on Eden Cree, I know it well. Yeah. It's good fun, guys. So so you guys have headlined here before, have you? Yeah, and you also
we supported Exodus.
Yeah, and you also supported Machine Head in the Olympia.
Yes,
so long ago.
right,
So
yeah.
I was just wondering, we were talking to other bands there recently, and they said sometimes they actually prefer the support slots as opposed to the headline slots because they reach a broader audience or a different kind of audience. I was wondering, do you guys have a preference, or do you like either headlining or supporting bigger bands?
I think generally you can get a crowd and get more fans to like the band, than when you do any gig.
Mm-hmm.
When you're playing to another band's crowd, that band might not necessarily have fans that like you.
Yeah.
But it's a wider base to appeal to. So if you're appealing to 50% of a couple of thousand people or 3,000 people, then it's in terms of market share per band, it's quite good for us.
Just for being a band on the scene here, I have friends who still talk about you guys at Machine Head and how great you guys were, and they're delighted to have you back.
Yeah, that's really good.
Yeah.
The thing that we have is we like playing smaller venues to smaller crowds that are more intimate, because that energy comes across a lot more than it does sometimes on a bigger stage. Mm-hmm. And when it's your own crowd for your own headline show, everyone's singing your lyrics, everyone knows the tracks, and it makes you feel more comfortable.
Yeah.
It settles you on stage.
Cool, excellent. So, and as you said, Oliver Drake did recently, well, not recently, but since your last time here, has departed the band for his own reasons, and we have yourself now, mate. I'm very welcome here. So, obviously, especially I imagine for Matt as well, that must have been a huge adjustment. So, I was just wondering, can you tell us a little bit about the adjustment, maybe, and how things have been going now?
It's gone really well, hasn't it? Really?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
By the looks of it.
Yeah, it's really good fun. Matt, Joel, Ben, all lovely people. Always got on really well from day one. Well, not this one.
So it obviously changed the dynamic of the band purely because there isn't a pair of brothers in the band now. And Oliver's a very, very huge contributor to the songwriting, if not predominantly the main songwriter. So it's going to be interesting going forward to see what Piers brings to the table in terms of arrangements and writing skills, that kind of thing. So going forward, that's where we're looking really, going forward and moving the band ahead. But yeah, since Hall's left the band, there is a completely different dynamic, and it's a good vibe in the band.
Yeah. I imagine you're quite looking forward to that challenge to write with these guys and see what you come up with. Yeah,
it's going to be interesting. We've done a few bits and bobs, haven't we? A few riffs, and so far all seems to be alright.
Lovely.
We're all on the same wavelength. We all bounce off each other still, and that interaction between band members is still very obvious on stage. We all have a laugh, you know, we're good mates. And I said before, when Joel joined the band after Mike died, you need to have that kind of camaraderie going forwards, because you're travelling all the time and you're in close proximity in each other's personal space all the time. And if you don't get on, it's never going to work.
Yeah.
And Piers instantly kind of fit into that gap. So we've been very, very lucky to get him.
Yeah, perfect. So you guys have endured, before the name was official in 2004, you guys have endured the better part of 2 decades and seen a lot of bands come and go and a lot of new blood. Yeah. And there's been a lot of controversy surrounding the state of rock and metal and all that right now, with, you know, festivals, you know, blaming bands and bands blaming festivals, and people saying rock is dead. And I was just wondering, as Evile, what is your opinion on the current state of that genre, metal?
I think it's got harder, definitely. The gigging aspect of playing in a band has got very, very difficult. There's so many venues shutting down, they can't make ends meet and that kind of thing, and it filters down to the bands. Yeah. And if the bands are struggling to get the gigs, then the bands are going to struggle in turn to make a living themselves, which is going to restrict the viability of the band going forward. And I think that's why bands are dropping off the wayside, because in terms of making ends meet and making it a viable business thing, you can't make a living out of it, and I think that's what cripples a lot of bands.
Did you find that with your previous bands also?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. It was, everyone had to get time off work to go out and do it. And
then you come back to the day job.
If you didn't get a good turnout, then kind of put a down on that night, and it's just a knock-on effect.
Exactly, catching them.
Yeah.
I think bands talking about finances and things has a derogatory effect. Anyway, nobody wants to know how much it is of a struggle on the road, because everybody knows it's a struggle on the road. The only thing that cripples it is that the bands that have already made the money have some length of sustainability involved, whereas for younger bands coming up, if they can't make ends meet in the first couple of years and keep the show on the road, that's when they decide to pack it in.
Yeah,
and
it's a shame.
We've always said it's always about longevity with Evile, and you know, for us, we're very, very, very lucky and very, very respectful of the fact that this is the third bite of the cherry for us. You know, we've had the first incarnation of the band with Mike, we were lucky to get Joel, now we're lucky to get Piers after All's left, and we're just happy to still be gigging. And the fans that have still come to the shows after 2 years off, I mean, like today in Dublin, we've possibly got another sold out show, close to selling out.
Congratulations, guys.
So which for us, after 2 years of doing nothing, is, you know, it's great for us.
Yeah,
we're really humbled by that.
Yeah, of course, man. So many great metal and rock acts have stemmed from the UK, and as you said, sometimes it's them and made their money, and that's where they get sustainability. So, as you know, one of the newer, more contemporary metal acts, Evile, do you guys find it, you know, sometimes daunting walking in their footsteps, as you said, trying to keep the show on the road and coming back to the day jobs, as Piers just said there? Can that be, you know, difficult to live up to? Because a lot of people just kind of, you know, I don't know how many times Metallica and Maiden have headlined Download, and they just kind of regurgitate the same lineups and bills. Do you find that difficult to deal with sometimes?
More exciting than anything.
Yeah,
oh, really?
The difficulty comes, I think, in taking your band head off to go back to work. Because most people look at bands that have achieved a certain status and they just expect that they're making a living from it and making a decent return, so they don't have to work. I mean, I work in a shop and people come in sometimes and say, "Aren't you that guy out of Evile? What are you doing working in a shop?" You've got to go where the money is, you've got to make ends meet, you've got to pay your bills. But I'd rather be paying my bills doing what I love, which is playing drums. But you know, life isn't that kind. You've got to work hard and drive it, you know, you just do it as honestly as you can.
That's the exciting part, isn't it?
That's the exciting part, taking your work head off and putting a gig head on and going out and doing it.
No, that's really great to hear that, because a lot of people we've asked a similar question to have actually just said that it's entirely daunting and finding discouraging, where you guys seem to feel the opposite. You seem to kind of rise up and enjoy that challenge.
You have to, because that's why you're in the game.
Yeah.
Gigging, I've said it so many times, gigging, it's a privilege, it's not a right.
Yeah.
And there's so many bands that treat it like it's a God-given right to go out and do it and expect a living from it. It doesn't work like that. You've got to really work hard and, you know, respect the industry.
Yeah.
I think
that's a quote of the day. It's a privilege, not a right. I like that. So just to kind of finish up then, guys, it's been 2 years since the last album, Skull.
Yes.
And you're currently still touring, as you know, today proves. And I was just kind of wondering, you just kind of touched on it there, you know, what is next for Evile? You said you might be writing a few bits. Is there new music in the works, or what are you guys up to next?
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
messing around with some
Is that
ideas.
too early to ask
It
you?
is early days.
Yeah.
We're still very much in the skull phase.
Mhm.
It never got the marketing it needed. It never got the outreach, and it never got out there really.
So you're like,
it
you're
kind
kind
of fizzled out with Oll's departure from the band and everything, and not much promotion for it. So for us, we'd like to drive that and get that album out there, get it as well known as Five Serpents' Teeth,
Yeah.
Infected Nations, and certainly Enter the Grave, and then see what ideas we all come up with writing as a band. I think
Brilliant.
that's the way forward.
Yeah.
And next year, do as many European festivals as we can, maybe get to the States again, and just keep snowballing all
I
over
really
again.
admire that you're not letting that album fall either, because it was a great album, so fair play to you for coming back and doing it. So I'd just like to thank you guys, Evile, for taking the time to talk with us at Metal Wani. It's greatly appreciated. Congratulations on the tour, and we hope the rest of it goes fantastic
Thanks very
for you
much,
guys.
Very much. Cheers.